Brittany Turner is an international real estate investor, developer, and humanitarian. In 2016, Forbes recognized her company, Ariel Development Group, as the 6th fastest growing woman-owned company in the world. As a young girl, she had an experience that she could only describe as being from God.
I was sitting at youth group, not really even paying attention, and God just showed me this vision of doing this work in Africa. And so I worked 5 jobs at a time from 13 on, so I could save and go on these mission trips every single year.
It's always been important to Brittany to be faithful in tithing and giving.
The best download God's ever given me is to give first. I always gave to things I wanted to expand in my life. When I was very passionate about helping orphanages, I gave to orphanages.
To create wealth to finance what she referred to as her holy ambition, Brittany started studying about real estate every hour she wasn't waiting tables.
I bought a house at 18 and desired to learn how to flip houses so I could have cash flow and live in Africa and build my own orphanages.
In 2007, she bought a fixer-upper and rented out the spare rooms for income. 2 years later, Brittany remembers one 9-hour waitressing shift when she was short $350 to cover her mortgage. So far, she'd only made $7 in tips.
I threw my hands up at God and I said, God, why am I here? And I heard him say loud and clear, because I want to bless you. And I was like, really? Really?
She ended up waiting on a group of real estate investors that invited her to their seminar. Brittany ultimately negotiated a job with one of the speakers. She quickly packed up, rented her house, and moved to Nashville. That was 2009, and the real estate market was still reeling from the 2008 housing crisis.
In less than 2 months, they're like, yeah, we don't need this position anymore. Real estate's doing really bad.
Worse yet, the first month's rent check from the new tenants bounced.
And now I've got a mortgage payment, and I've got to evict these guys. So I did the only logical thing, which was to move into my car.
She looked for reliable renters to move into her property back home, while for 9 months, she lived in her car.
I felt pretty abandoned when I was living in my car and working for free trying to learn the business. Many times throughout my journey, I thought God left me. That's the biggest lie I ever had to face, was this constant worry that I was off track because I was hitting obstacles.
After finding reliable tenants, she took an unpaid gig with another investment group. There, Brittany learned every aspect of the real estate development business.
I was able to eat by getting my real estate agent license and finding properties for them. No matter what's going on in your life, you still have to give first. And that's why tithing works so well. It's literally proving that you believe you have more than enough to where you can show the action of giving as a result of your faith.
With that experience, Brittany launched her own company.
After a year of almost everything that could possibly go wrong, going wrong, I became the biggest rehabber in Nashville.
Next, her company revitalized downtown neighborhoods by removing blighted and burned out properties and building homes.
I had no idea that God was teaching me how to take the most broken places, there's no job, there's no opportunity, there's high crime, and make them thriving economies. And then over the next year, I became one of the biggest urban developers in Nashville.
Above her personal tithe, Brittany's company sponsored an orphan in Africa for a year for every home that sold in the new homeowner's name. With her success in urban renewal in Nashville, now she was able to focus her attention on a special project in Africa.
We're building an orphanage. We picked this area because parents were selling their 2-year-old little boys and little girls for $25.
Now over 600 children have been sponsored through Brittany's humanitarian work. Her husband, Jeremy, a Green Beret veteran, also shares Brittany's compassion for others, whether it's rebuilding a remote school ravaged by a flood or delivering emergency supplies during a volcanic eruption.
As we were coming out here on the boat, we saw another gigantic eruption.
Us being ex-military, we come in to be able to map out what sort of infrastructure has been affected, what sort of items are needed.
Brittany's newest business venture is a Caribbean resort in the British Virgin Islands.
The success that I've experienced has been 100% tied to giving. As you grow, your giving grows with it. And the more resources you have, the more God can use you to be his hands and feet.
You know, if somebody was just introduced to Brittany by knowing she owns this island, right? They would think, oh, she has it all. She's so lucky. She's so fortunate. But when we hear Brittany's entire story and the challenges and obstacles she talked about, I mean, here's a young woman who said she had a vision from God at a very young age, and it was to bless and help people. And then years later, she finds herself in severe financial trouble with real significant challenges. And where do I go? She lives in her car month after month after month. And I think the biggest takeaway is she said, the lie I was believing was that God had abandoned me. And so for you today, I hope you and I will understand that when we're in those situations, it doesn't mean God has abandoned us. It does mean we're going to have to trust him even more. And that's what she found giving did. She was saying, okay, Lord, I'm heartbroken here. I'm discouraged and distraught, but I will trust you. And I'm going to show my trust in you by still being generous. And that vision God gave her came to pass because of her generosity, and that she did not lose trust in God. If you'd like to help people around the world and have a spirit of generosity like Brittany, I think CBN's a great place to do that. You can call us at 800-700-7000 and simply say, I'd like to join the 700 Club. It's $20 a month, and you're helping people around the world. And when you do so, we want to thank you. We want to send you something as a way of saying thank you to you. And that's Gordon's new teaching. It's on the 23rd Psalm, and it's called The Lord is My Shepherd. It's yours. Absolutely free when you join the 700 Club, 800-700-7000. You can also join us at 700 Club Gold, which is $40 a month. And we'll send you 3 copies of The Lord is My Shepherd. Do it now, 800-700-7000.
Hey everyone, I'm Ashley Key. Thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so we can reach more people with encouraging content like you just watched, and so you never miss a beat. See you next time, and God bless.